goes against the First Amendment.
All right. No, it doesn't.
I think so.
No, it doesn't.
It does, though. He can say. And then you gotta think about it like
he didn't go to jail for saying anything. He went to jail for saying something.
So why can't he say?
He went to jail for killing. He went to jail for killing someone.
But you shouldn't be able.
But you're saying he shouldn't have made music expressing his life.
And you disagree with me.
Yeah. I don't think that. I mean, I don't agree that rappers should just include all that type of information in their raps. But
maybe not
in the event that they do, it should not be held against them in court. Because you can literally, how do you separate real life from imagination? A lot of people just speak on imagination. Or a lot of people rap what their friends do.
So I'll tell you a good start is if I have you on trial for murder, and then you're here telling me the kind of things you do on every song that I click on.
You act like based off of what they were accusing him of.
Right, you act like everybody that goes up for murder is guilty.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying if I have a song saying that, hey, I'm a shooter, I shoot people, I do this, and I have substantial evidence. He didn't go to jail just for the lyrics of that song. They used it. They had other evidence. People snitched on him. You know what I mean? Like people voted on him.
Even bring the music into question.
I don't think it should be allowed. Like,
at all.
Like overruled. I'm like that's like overruled.
I mean, like,
objection.
They probably tried though. That's what I'm saying. But like, under what grounds? Like, what would you say? Like, what?
Because how do you separate imagination from real life? How do you not know that it's just could literally be a coincidence?
But what you're saying doesn't. I don't think that works here.
Also, to me, you got like they'll also look at what music you listen to. What do you post? So now because I tweeted a lyric that I didn't even fucking write. You're gonna put that to my, they do shit like that.
Yeah.
So somebody could have wrote the lyrics for him. He could have had a ghostwriter.
Right, that type of thing. Like it could literally be.
I'm sure all these arguments were used in court, but I think the most damning one was, "Hey man, we have you on here confessing." As a matter of fact.
No.
I don't know. I just feel like niggas.
But I ain't beat the case, bitch. I did the race.
Because I was guilty. So I ran. I fled.
Everybody that flees is not guilty.
No, like, but we're talking about him.
That's true.
And the police concur. You ran because you were not. And it's like if you about to blow and you a rapper, bro, why wouldn't you turn yourself in like?
I don't know too many
what?
people willingly turning themselves in unless they know they're getting right back out.
Weird.
Especially
exactly.
Especially for murder. I need to try to get my ducks in the road right quick.
No, I ain't saying
that's
you
what he did.
That's
he dropped a platinum song, no sales, no tour. I mean, no tour.
No, I swear to God, he swung for the fences and won. You know what I mean? That's like, but I mean, he was
really, the moral story is make it a hit.
That's it.
When you want to avoid
talk about it,
make
it a hit.
But
when you want to avoid killing people and then rapping about it also, or being associated with that and then rapping about it. That's when you hear these older dudes that
but
we
if
call.
That's what's gonna get you on. Then how can you, like, if you look at that, like in real, like how if that's what gets people paid, how you gonna expect people not to do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Even so, that we got people faking it.
You
expect people really living it to like be fake, like that don't make.
I get it, but it's like you have to accept what could happen. It's like, bro, it's gangsters that don't rap that's really living a life and really going to prison. It's like they don't get in there like,
I bet you they wish they would have made a song about it.
And a lot of times you look at 6ix9ine. Them be the niggas who supporting the fake niggas. He was around a bunch of real gangsters, they say, but the money was more important. They like, shit, we about to get rich. Like, when that shit can be exchanged for real
that's some
resources,
real shit. And you see what happened to them niggas.
Yeah.
Like, sure, we let this nigga say whatever.
See, 6ix9ine was a dude, from what I saw, it seemed like he was a dude that was around cats that was living that life. Tay K seems, again, so 6ix9ine's on trial for racketeering, which means he was the money supply in a criminal organization, because we know that because he was the rapper. Yeah. But like Tay K was accused of being the shooter. And he also referred to himself as that several times. Or the only public account that people have of him was just his rap song.
He referred to himself being the shooter in that case? That person?
Of course not, man. He was on the run from it.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
So Howard is
his lawyer probably thought like, yo, that's why he doing 55, bro. That does you can't do that.
But how?
It's niggas that beat murder cases.
We can show you the same scenario with a whole bunch of people who don't, and they ain't got no rap song.
Right.
And they didn't say shit, and they still got all.
Man, there's niggas that beat murder cases, especially rappers.
Bro.
No, it's not a lot.
People who go to jail for them.
Yeah.
Niggas in that position, bro, so especially if you a rapper, bro. If you innocent, bro, because Because you gotta think the record company is paying that money.
They have no evidence, and they be giving people life. So
that's what I'm saying.
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't think the song.
He was toast either way.
Either way.
He got paid.
Yeah.
To express.
Not toast.
So you guys
as rappers do, whether it is real or not.
Or that's a form of a creative mind. That's yes.
But he didn't. But I get what y'all saying. But I think what y'all are missing is he didn't go to jail for rapping those lyrics. He went to jail for a crime he committed, and then they used those lyrics against him.
Exactly, and what we're saying, you shouldn't be able to use the lyrics. We know what he.
Well, I mean, but like, why? Like,
ghostwriters. You don't know who helped him piece this together.
You are pulling from a pool of a million possibilities.
And so are you.
That's what reasonable. That's what reasonable doubt is. If there's any possibility that it could be anything else, and you should not be able to use it. And it's
how clear? I mean, if it's so clear cut, why they even mention his creative genius?
Because he's fake. Because he's a creative genius. But he's also a convicted murderer. So
but the two are not synonymous.
No, they're not. That's why he's in prison. They're not synonymous. One's more serious. One's taking more. You know what I mean? But I get it. But it's like if you really live in that life. See, like, you know what I'm saying? The rappers who are talking that they're not living their life, and that's okay because they're talking for the niggas in the streets. Bro, like Boosie said, it's impossible to be a rapper and a gangster at the same time. They're already watching you. That's impossible. So if you saying, like, yeah, I did this, and that's what Boosie was saying, like, I was saying that shit in my lyrics. And they used that shit in court. I was talking about.
And we're saying they should not be able to.
But I'm saying, like, why?
For the simple fact that you just said it. Like, a lot of rappers stop what they doing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So everything could be passed. The possibility, that's reasonable doubt. Injustice in the court system, any type of reasonable doubt, you can't use it. That's how, like we was talking about in the group. That's how Casey Anthony beat her. It was a reasonable doubt.
How did she beat that case?
Reasonable doubt because they said that there's a possibility that she didn't do it.
Hey, I don't even know if it's because they found the baby. I just seen white people go to jail for less than that. They found the baby in the box at her house.
But it wasn't enough.
That's not enough.
It was the body was too decomposed or something like that. Like at that point when they found the body, because they didn't find the body for a while.
Yeah,
so she was missing for months. Yeah. So it wasn't enough to be able to be used as anything or some shit like that. But that's what that is.
How is finding a body not enough? I don't give a fuck. What
at the house.
How is that?
What else?
Maybe the killer brought the baby back to her.
I don't know. I don't know who this baby is. In these months, she could have had another baby and it died, and she did.
Oh no!
That's reasonable doubt.
That's not reasonable doubt.
That is.
No, reasonable doubt isn't just raising another argument. It has to be like a reason.
Charged with something and get like time served, if I'm not mistaken.
Who?
Casey Anthony.
No, she got released. She got found not guilty. She did.
But she was in jail for a minute.
She was in jail. She
got abuse of a corpse or something like that.
Something like that.
Abuse of a corpse because she like.
So we knew beyond a reasonable doubt they couldn't prove that she murdered her.
Right. That's what it is. That's why she got off.
Probably because they kids. I mean, I don't know.
And reasonable doubt is like the jury. You only got. And I get what you're saying.
Your kid has an asthma attack.
Yeah, because she said she was trying to say she drowned or something like that.
But then she was like that night. She was just talking about like I don't fuck with her like. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I guess the court system. I guess.
I ain't gonna lie. Back then, I think I just thought like if it was black that we went to jail. So I'm like, oh, she guilty. But thinking back, like I can see how they.
How
she
got
telling
off.
Me that woman didn't kill that baby.
She probably did. But her case is the pinnacle of what justice system is supposed to look like.
I didn't say I agree.
George Zimmerman, no.
If we're talking reasonable doubt, I get why he got off.
No.
More than Casey Anthony. That case makes
no. Hell.
Her grandparents were involved too. And I told y'all, they split the votes, man. Her grandparents was on the other side, so they blaming her, she blaming them.
Yeah.
So you got people in the jury who believe both of them. So reasonable doubt is like, because I mean, I thought the grandparents
they had so much.
I did too.
I'm like, how y'all didn't? What,
and
they just split the votes, and now we don't know.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend, the sketchy boyfriend on the side.
Yeah.
And they would have lost the case either way. Like you can't double try.
George Zimmerman, it was no other possible suspect.
And I say that
the body was decomposed. I think it was like they couldn't tell how she died. So the grandparents
exactly.
said she drowned.
Yeah.
At the end of saying, I don't know. it was a lot of reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
You didn't know
Too
how to
many
charge
theories,
him.
too
But
many
George
different
Zimmerman,
possible.
why I say that, not to say what he did was right, but like the state of Florida gave him that. We just talking about the law, right? Not morals, not what we think is right or wrong. Because obviously we on the same side with that. But the state of Florida gave him the right to do that. You get what I'm saying? Like the state of ground, so it was like he didn't break the law. He didn't.
Well,
He really didn't.
Stand your ground isn't as black and white as
No,
that
that's what I'm
case is.
saying.
When
Yeah.
you kill somebody, you still kill somebody whether you had your CCW or was protecting yourself or not.
Because he also
I
told
think-
us.
I mean, if your life
That's
is
where
dangerous,
I was just about to
can't
say.
do that.
I think that's where it separates.
There's measures you have to take before
Yeah.
you resort to that.
Yeah.
You have to. You could have took that ass whooping. Why you couldn't just
And
get
then he
beat
kept
But
up?
not even that, it was kind of like
Just
leaning
like
for
she
me,
said.
it was some shit that was like, you was told to stand down.
Yeah, you was told to
You
stand
could hear-
down. That's
you
where
could
it.
hear, it was people's testimony.
That's the
saying
law,
he was the
though.
aggressor.
But then
Yeah.
we
But-
just talk
but
about
if
reasonable
you-
doubt, like he
But-
really
but
didn't break
that's
the law.
only
That's
if
what
you're
make it
not proven to
crazy.
be the aggressor. And
Yeah.
for us, when we look at
Yeah.
shit, it was like, you look like the aggressor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got called the police on.
But I remember the girl said Trayvon was like, bro, I'm not finna keep running from this nigga. Because, like, I guess the dude, remember George followed him, he said, like, he's running right now.
Yeah.
And then he said he stopped running. The girl said on the phone, they said, what he say? He said, I'm not finna keep running from this nigga. Like, and
What
said,
did that mean?
he's not finna keep running from George. So listen, what I'm talking about is that the state of Florida gave him that right.
No, not to kill.
They did? What do you mean? He got
Not
off.
to kill.
I'm so
You
confused.
gonna follow-
They literally
Like
gave
I
him
said,
the laws
but
to
stand
do
your
that.
ground, I mean stand your ground.
Not to
if you're
kill.
chasing
That doesn't
someone,
give you the right to
Yeah.
kill.
you're standing your ground.
Right,
Okay.
right,
You're-
right.
So listen,
I'm not about to keep running like he's chasing him.
So look, he was neighborhood watch.
Nigga, stand your ground.
He was neighborhood
Your
watch.
ground was waiting.
He was neighborhood watch. What this neighborhood
y'all
watch?
said-
What kind
No, he
of
was a
rights?
security
does
Y'all,
neighborhood
I
watch
didn't
have?
write the law. I'm just saying, since you said reasonable doubt and all that, okay, then we talking the law. My statement was that I would have a better time defending him than Casey Anthony.
No.
That case was dead. I guarantee that case was easier.
No.
Hell
No. Hell no.
The
You
state your
can.
ground is a law.
But he didn't.
You have to have somebody
They
that's
have
the
to
same
be
as
ready
aggressive
to
as
kill
you.
Okay.
Exactly.
You have to have had a gun.
You're talking
He
about
had a
somebody
gun.
that's running away
Okay.
versus
so,
somebody you could put multiple suspects on.
Again, so what I'm saying, they gave him the right, so he was neighborhood watch. He had the right. I'm not saying right or wrong, but he had the right to do that. So what I'm saying is when Trayvon was like, nigga, why is you following me? And turn around, in their eyes, in the eyes of the law, it was reasonable doubt, because like,
He's
okay.
followed him. He was still the aggressor.
Still
me.
chasing.
You're
I see what
not
you're
hearing
trying
me.
to
You're
say,
not hearing me.
but I
so they're
disagree.
like, okay, at that point,
Also,
and then
he
a
was
fight took
security,
place.
not neighborhood watch.
Exactly, but
Not
I'm saying,
watching
I'm just talking about the law. I'm talking about how the
Niggas
lawyers,
come
you
to
know what I'm
your
saying, how they
gate,
use
you
that
check
shit,
the
how they
games
use
and
that
let
shit.
Stand your ground is not
Yeah.
for the person who initiated the issue.
Yo, listen,
Right.
I was crying with y'all, but I'm just saying that's what they did, bro. They was like, okay, so then he stopped and he called the police. So they was like, okay, he was trying to be, you know what I'm saying? George Zimmerman called the police, but they told him not to follow him. I get what y'all saying. I'm just saying, Casey Anthony, they found the decomposed missing child that was not reported at the house of the mother. You didn't know that?
But you don't know
What
the
happened? You didn't know
cause
that?
You don't know
of
what
death.
happened.
You don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened because you didn't report to me your child was dead. That's why we don't know what happened.
And she did her
What
time
is
for
going
that.
on?
went to
She
jail
did
for
her
that.
time for that.
Okay, you didn't kill her, but she didn't put herself in the shoebox.
She
Yeah,
did
but
her
kids
time
just
for that.
died.
That's what she
Huh?
did. That's what she did her
drowned.
No,
time
she
for
have
that.
an asthma
She did
attack.
her time. She did not do time for. I don't know what happened. Really? That's the reasonable doubt. Oh, you don't know. I didn't see you kill him. This guy's dead. Only you're here.
I mean,
you don't know what happened.
That's basically
You
what
gotta
happened
get
with
it in
George
when you watch it.
Zimmerman.
That's-
When
Hey,
he's
Ariel, that's
dead,
nothing like
he's
that.
You
dead,
gotta
so
look
he
on
can't
nuance.
really
They
tell
was
you
painting
that
her
he
out
was
to be a
defending
bad
himself.
mom, right? So that baby was with her grandparents a lot. So it was like, we don't know who she was with. If your baby with your grandparents
Bro, no game
for weeks at a
Don't
time,
do
we don't know. What you mean?
They not finna babysit the baby to kill it, bro.
You don't know that.
She was
What I'm
always
saying
leaving her with
is,
the
we
grandparents
don't
because she didn't
know
want
who
it,
is
bro.
complicit and who's not because we don't even know. Y'all trying to. They was making it like she was a bad mom. She'd be out partying. So
I get what you're
where
saying.
the
It's
kid
like,
be at?
yeah.
At the grandparents' house with the pool. The
It's-
pool at their house. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's a hard case to convict somebody
Yeah.
on. It's a
So
real
it
hard
was
case
like,
to
okay,
convict
she might have
somebody.
drowned with y'all. We don't know what happened.
And y'all put her in my
I think
back
they
seat.
all knew and they split the vote.
So like, why
Yeah.
not report it? I do think the grandparents knew. I
I mean,
remember. that.
obviously they did something
The
right.
granddad
Ain't
knew
nobody
that.
go to jail.
For real.
So
Nobody.
You never know. She might have got into some shit. You never know. People get nervous and like.
Oh yeah.
Just panic.
I'm not.
I make the wrong. And once you
That
make
doesn't make it legal.
One wrong decision, you in
it.
it.
Why do it?
Neither does
I'm saying you said why.
I said why do it?
Why
if
not
you didn't kill
report
him?
it? I'm saying you make one wrong move and now you gotta keep.
Now you too deep
She
in.
might have got into your shit, your drugs or something last night.
You find your child's lifeless body.
I'm just saying that shit happened.
You find your child's lifeless body. You're not thinking, why are you putting it in the shoebox? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you not calling someone? And since that answer makes sense to, like, come on,
I ain't a parent. What they say? I ain't a parent. I can't speak.
Man, bro, if you find anybody's child a life, you gonna call. If you didn't do it, you gonna call. Okay, fine. What you wouldn't do is put it in the shoebox.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. Why put it in the shoebox if you're not guilty?
Like,
I don't understand. That's like, to me, that's slam dunk. That's worse than using rap lyrics.
Like,
it's like, why did you put it in the shoebox?
Y'all watch Blackish?
I do not.
Like, when they got this episode where, like, Dre, he get on the elevator, he sees a little white girl. She, like, by herself as a baby, but he just hit the button.
Oh, yeah, straight up. I didn't been that
like,
situation.
so you know what I mean? Like,
get back on with your mama.
No, if I don't know if I'm going to call the police. I don't want nobody to put nothing on me.
That's exactly why I'm calling the police. I'm calling the police. Hey, listen, there's a dead body here. I just got here, bro. I had nothing to do with it.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
No,
that.
that's not true.
You definitely the number one suspect at that point.
You found about how you find
you are the number one suspect.
You said what?
How did you find
I have nothing to hide. I didn't do this. I'll tell you everything.
That's what they all say.
Man, they wouldn't do that. They just like that.
Period.
I'll come on down.
How many times do the killer find the person and be chilling at the scene like, well, I was here to help? Like, sure you were.
Not the hood. Niggas kill them niggas, get the fuck home. Maybe in the white neighborhoods they.
So then why you call the police?
Crazy.
Because I didn't kill them.
But you supposed to get the
bro, y'all not finna tell me y'all find the
dead.
Man, that's crazy. Man, we're supposed to be improving the community. And y'all find a dead child, y'all just gonna walk by it. Y'all gonna walk by it.
Not a baby.
Bury it?
You get what I'm saying? You gonna call it. You're not gonna bury it. You get what I'm saying though? And like as a parent, all jokes aside, that's kind of crazy to think.
I'm
like.
saying, okay, what if you had a warrant and you hired?
Man, come on.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, all right.
Seriously though.
I'm not bringing up problems to
For
me.
real though.
Like that.
Because I have a warrant, I'm not gonna call the ambulance because my child is dead.
Yes.
Oh, not
all
my
right.
child.
Okay.
I thought you meant a child. You said if I seen one, just.
Or your child. I see people do shit like that all the time when it comes to babies.
I mean, but also to that point, I do see why people do shit like this. You see it all the time.
Really?
Oh, I'll have some coke or something.
Yeah,
I got a high power job. I ain't want to call the police.
Fourth quarter, they don't need the ball, bro. You see this damn body, you put it in the shoebox. God damn it, I didn't do it. And you ain't gonna find the ambulance.
You report her missing and they'll just believe it and they'll never find her and everything will be fine. People believe shit like that.
Civilized humans should call the ambulance when they see dead bodies,
They're thinking
man.
like she's already gone. We just gonna bury her. Like it's not right, but it's like shit. We about to just hope they don't find her and don't nobody come looking for her. The motherfucking grandma was the one who finally felt guilty enough to call, right?
Yeah.
Why are we being secretive if we didn't do it? My grandbaby is dead. What is going on? I need help. I don't need to hide this. I didn't do this. This is insane. Everyone who has a dead child.
How many times did the grandma call before anything even happened though? Was she the one that reported her missing?
Yeah.
Said my daughter has been. She had no proof. My daughter keeps telling me that the baby's at the babysitter. My daughter keeps telling me the baby. Like you can't make the mama.
You couldn't wait to go see the babysitter.
You can't make the mom let you see a child that ain't there.
If you care that much, okay, if you ain't got that access like that, you got the child every day, why is you even caring enough to call the police then?
Obviously, she did not see the child for X amount of time, so she started calling like, okay, I think something's wrong.
Yeah.
I hear y'all else. I think the grandparents knew. I'm with that. And I feel them not wanting to put their daughter in jail. I feel that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Well, to the case came.
And the lawyer probably like, if y'all. And so the lawyer.
That's again, that's down to us or you.
Yeah. And listen, and they testify, and the lawyer like, okay, you know, you raised reasonable doubts. So now you got niggas thinking it could have possibly been the grandparents. Now Casey Anthony not going to jail. Because the grandparents can't go to jail once they testify in the case. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do it. That's how it's like loopholes and that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like. You can't.
Sometimes they offer you that immunity.
Exactly, immunity. It's like, and they ask you, did you do it? And you lie, plead the fifth on the grounds that may incriminate me. You did what I'm saying? And it's like, that's reasonable doubt right there. Yeah. So I could have did it. You did what I'm saying? But I'm not on trial. But niggas don't. But I mean,
still don't think
if I'm on a rap record saying like I killed that nigga,
but if I'm not talking about that
specific
not that nigga, I killed niggas, yes.
Yeah, I'm not on for that.
You gotta,
I feel
period.
that.
Period.
How many definitions could you use for killed? You could have.
Yo, Ariel,
killed
I don't know what you want. Ariel, I don't know what you want. I don't know who sent you.
Yeah. That's real shit,
You
though.
so big on reasonable doubt, though. Like, cut it
No,
out.
the justice system is big on reasonable doubt.
They don't gotta be
They don't work for niggas.
Right, and that's why
That's
niggas
why
need to register to vote, though.
That's
To
why
be on
you're
jury
able
duty.
to use lyrics, and because there's no reasonable doubt for
So
black
what if he
people.
make a rebuttal to the song? Is he cool in your eyes then?
Take it. I'm fine. I said I didn't do that. I'm fine. I didn't do nothing. He's fine with me. I don't give a fuck. If I was on trial for murder, you know, I might not. I think all jokes aside, I think he knew because he actually did. I think he knew he was going to prison. So like y'all say, he just like, you know what I'm saying? He just reached for the stars, like fuck it, and just promoted the fuck out that song. And that's what made it lit. Like this nigga was actually on trial for murder. They was like, damn, he actually going to prison for murder. But so that song was his last hurrah. You know what I mean? So it made sense for it to get used against him.
Then why ain't W Melly do like?
Yeah.
When his song made like before it even
I'll be
happened?
honest, I'm not really well versed on that case. That was like real? I thought it was like a Facebook thing. He really killed his friends, or
I don't know.
They start trying to
He's
say,
been charged for that.
yeah, but it
He
like
got a song that's reminiscent
Is that
of
the
it.
dude, like,
However, the song was made
I shot him
before the murder.
I opened the
Yeah.
door, he left the bathroom, I shot him. Like he told him, like what is going on? Like he told the whole murder scene.
But he made that before they got
before
murdered.
the murder even occurred.
Oh, okay.
So it's literally just that.
So even worse, this is premeditated. You
No.
said
That's
you
how they
wanted
try
do
to
it.
make it. That's
Literally,
how they try
there's
to.
crazy people
That's
who
how
hear
they try to
shit
make
like
it.
that and could have went out and played it out. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
Hey
some
Ariel,
people
I'll tell you
psycho
right
like
now,
that.
you're not my lawyer, bro. Someone that came from outer space. You know, like, you ever seen an alien? Yeah, prove that.
To be honest, I just feel like when people don't admit to it, then I just part of me just
Yeah,
like,
let's
you
just
know
kill
what?
Sean
Like,
at 12 a.m.
he might be
I
innocent,
know.
innocent until proven guilty. And you
So
know,
that-
your
you
proof
got
wasn't
the-
proof enough for me.
Yeah. Hey,
Niggas going
nah,
to jail, man. Guilty. Niggas ain't got enough
Well, that's why I'm here
anyway.
just giving an opinion and not trying to get motherfuckers off.
Straight up. But that's why jury duty, because all you gotta do is sway 1 out of 12.
Oh yeah, that's me. They gonna
That's
hate me.
it.
'Cause we
So
gonna-
imagine how many
We
niggas.
gotta start going to jury duty. I
Exactly.
can't wait for the beat to come.
That's why we need to register for
I
vote.
wanna
I
go
feel like
to-
they
I wanna
gonna
go to some
avoid
deep
me. I
shit,
feel like my
though.
name on the list.
I'm like,
But
he
I-
ain't do it. I remember
Do
time.
not call her.
Somebody from the
Yeah.
neighborhood was on. jury
I
duty
kind
for
of don't
murder.
want to do that though, because if you get the wrong case, then you know they get to knocking jurors off and shit, killing them and
Around
shit.
here.
You never know.
Somebody's life on the line. Around here, turn it into any guy.
I ain't worried because I'm with the reasonable doubt.
He ain't do it. They gotta go
Like,
kill him.
I
I'll
ain't
be
too-
like,
I ain't really too-
I ain't even see it.
I'm a,
He went this way.
Yeah.
I know we can get a few
I
now,
can't
The
tell.
jurors
but
gonna
they
hate
know
you.
that. They know that. That's why
Like,
they.
my mom's been on a couple serious juries.
Yeah.
She told me
No, Ray, that's crazy how many times niggas couldn't manage to sway 1. Like, just think about that. All you gotta do is sway 1. Like, none of y'all think I'm innocent, bro.
But you gotta remember, then people be in one room, so then you got 11 people
And they just be ready.
swaying,
trying to sway
get that
them.
one person.
You get,
That-
and they just be ready to
people
go
fall-
home.
That
Like,
people fall under that pressure.
Yeah.
I'm being there like,
Then you done been there for so many days, like you
You
said,
gonna
you
be in there
ready.
all day with
You
me.
ready to go to the crib?
I'm
Shit
like,
done
yeah,
got
like, man,
boring.
I'm going to
You
fuck.
man,
all
like fuck it.
day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
8 to 5 on you. That's the whole shift.
Man, I don't need this nigga did that shit, bro. I'm ready to go. That nigga did that shit. Whatever they say, he did that
that
shit.
happens though?
You said what?
How many times do you think that
Often.
really happens?
I think that, like,
All the
I
time.
think
All the
that
time.
happens
When
often.
niggas could have beat the
So
case.
why
People
is
said,
that?
Still a thing?
Yeah,
There was some
like-
But-
jurors from the Central Park 5 that said that. Like, I really didn't believe it. It didn't make sense to me. But
I wouldn't even never came out and
everybody
said that.
else was just like, yeah, I mean, when you got the whole entire media, Donald Trump, and the whole world is looking like
Right.
these niggas guilty.
Yeah.
You gonna be the one nigga in the room holding everybody up, like.
Yes.
It's easy to say
No,
that.
no.
It's easy to say that.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's easy.
Me,
Yes.
maybe, but these was
The
like.
country wasn't like
Yeah.
that back then. The country wasn't like that either.
Yeah.
But nowadays, yes.
Yeah,
They
They
niggas
gonna
ain't
be
doing
like,
that.
come
Yeah.
on, we been in this bitch for 9
Niggas
days.
will feel too
You
bad,
still
bro.
think she not guilty? Listen, I
Man,
said
she ain't
that
do
too.
that shit. You gotta get some other jurors
I
in
need
this
some more
bitch.
evidence.
Put me on trial. I did it.
They got some more witnesses. I don't know.
But see, niggas ain't. But see, that's what I think. You should have to go to school for jury duty. That's what I think. That's a lot of. That's a lot
Yeah.
of responsibility to
School
put
up
somebody's
a little
hand,
bit,
bro.
like-
Maybe
I
not
don't know. It should be some type of
survey or something. You just gonna pull niggas off the street.
Because then who gonna make the fucking test? And who gonna create the school? Like, hell no.
I get what you're saying, but you just pulling people off the street.
But you pulling people that's in what they try to do is make it so like they try to act like they try to make it very unbiased, but my whole trial is in the newspaper.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Went around the world.
And they put from the first time I ever went to jail until the last. You know what I'm saying? So even if I didn't do it, I automatically look guilty because they put in here and made focus on how I did some shit. You know what I'm saying? How I did some shit 9 years ago. Like that shit is weird.
I still don't think it should be a barrier of access to it.
I get because it kind of take away our citizenship.
It's people being charged that's right off the street. So you want people that's gonna relate to them.
But see, black people, it don't be people from our community. That's what fuck us.
I feel like,
it be people from Lexington like judging us. You like, damn,
see, that's why I don't know. If I ever go to trial, you at least got to give me 5 black people.
Cause you look at the Trayvon Martin case when like his friend was on the stand, like whole documentary they talked about it, like how the jurors just didn't relate to her because she was a black girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
she was uneducated.
Yeah. You know, so how the fuck you gonna be, you gotta take a test to be a juror? Like, hell no.
I mean, maybe not. You don't have
you
to
should be like in
law
school or something
like
6
maybe
law school age, law
students
and like 12 law students or something.
Man, this shit is serious.
Yeah, this shit is dead serious.
But it's real life.
Bro, people with biases that are just like working at a factory, bro. They just gonna call
it in. That have 1,000,001 degrees.
Yeah, but if you taking a little bit more,
got the most.
Yeah, but if this is your life, man, you gonna take a little bit more.
That is true too, though. Because you're taking a risk. Because law students, man, that's a rough.
No, I get it, but you gotta give them incentives.
I'll take 12 homeless people.
You gotta give people incentives to lose. You can't just get in and expect people to look at you like, don't you understand my struggle? You gotta give them something to lose. It has to be. I think it needs revamped. I think 12 is. I get the odd thing, but I think that's kind of too many people. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like
I like the number. I like that you got better chances. One. But I do like the law student kind of. I don't know. I mean, it's just like
somebody
it
like
will
that,
come with some things like you
somebody's gonna take the craft a little more serious, man.
But
you know
those
what I mean?
People presenting the case. You have to be able to present this case to a normal person.
True.
You should be able to convince
I feel
a
both sides.
kid that this person is guilty. Damn near.
Like,
you know what I mean?
It
shouldn't be no level of barrier of this shit.
Why I say that is because like it be people that don't like. If you're not from our community, you don't really have the insight of what's going on.
Why would a law student be from
because they study
be from the community.
Well, they study things like statistics and sociology and why people behave certain ways, and they're more. What I'm saying, they're just more well versed than the average person that's just like working at a factory and just like.
That is kind of our idea. I mean, that's kind of our idea. Our idea of it, but like she said, I mean. It's more black people coming up in that type of area, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of black people. I mean, there's a lot of it's still the same.
It's like this prototype in there. So like, you want that same person over and over again, judging everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect. I don't know, man.
I don't know. It could be some type of revamp.
Yeah, come on, man. It's just regular people like
maybe not law
like Susan B.
Yeah, I want regular people on my shit. Don't go get these rich motherfuckers, privileged people. No.
That's what it be. That's what I'm thinking about. Law students are usually rich, privileged people.
School access. Who got time to go take a test to be a fucking juror? You want to pay people for this? Right. So who can go to law school? You gotta pay.
I don't know, but there's people in law school.
I mean, that's.
I don't understand what you're saying. There is people in law school, so just request the people from law school is black.
Right, who gets
but the majority of law students are privileged people. I see what you're saying.
Like that's like I said, who becomes a doctor? I would rather there be less people doing professional things than more. That means the people in there are probably better. And I don't have. They go to a black school and get the black lawyers.
Any of these schools are nothing that somehow the best in the small. Motherfuckers go to school don't learn shit. Motherfuckers go to every sociological class and still be racist.
I'm talking about like I wouldn't study English. I'm talking about like niggas that studying something for real, bro. I don't think any of that school shit is a measure of like a motherfucker's common sense, especially. It's definitely a measure of something.
When it comes to bias and shit, because They don't even live in
We
real
got
life.
some.
You've been in
No, that's
school
not
for
true.
10
That's not
years.
true. So,
Yeah.
You don't even see regular people.
They building
Yeah.
the life. What do you mean? They building the.
Okay.
How I feel about that, we gotta stop undermining. Okay, college didn't work for everybody, but it's like it means something to get a degree, man, and stay focused.
But it's people out here, it's knowledgeable people out here with no degree.
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, are you gonna grab that person to sit on the jury duty?
But there's an access barrier in that, and when you talking about judging people's life, you're not giving people a fair chance. If it's a barrier to get into these things, and then you only letting these people judge it.
Yeah,
you're right. So I should go to the community, another community, and have them judge this person.
They're saying you shouldn't do that either. So no, you shouldn't go grab the law.
But I would
okay, maybe not law students, but it has to be someone of, you know what I mean? Like,
again, people make.
But a lot of them
people make crimes
on
out
one
of
side or
struggle.
the other. They're paid to prosecute
struggled.
or paid to not prosecute. So it's like you're gonna be sitting there for days because in this person head they looking to find you guilty, where this person's like, oh well, not guilty. So it's like they either on this side or that side. A lot of them. So a lot of them are going into it
already
to be proven one way.
They not going in there to
really hear you out. Yeah.
That's why that's why you get regular people and you have those people present the case to them.
Yeah, those people. Usually,
I get what happens, but that's not working. It's not working.
That is going to be even worse.
No, it won't. It may be stalemate, but going to get people who like take their, because you know what I mean. It's like it's
why
not
do
about
you need a law student to present a case to another law student? What the fuck is that's like?
I just rather have someone who understands the law to hear my case out.
If
I have a lawyer,
you should be able to explain it to anybody.
Right,
that's the point of understanding things.
Yeah, right, but most people don't.
If
I have a lawyer,
why am I was teaching another surgeon how to do surgery? Like, what is
I don't understand. Yeah, they absolutely do have other surgeons teaching young surgeons. They absolutely do have that.
Yeah, so you can be a surgeon, but we don't just teach each other how to be surgeons. You go fucking operate on other people. We don't just sit here and operate on each other.
I'm not sure if I know what you're
I'm saying you have a law student present a case to another law student.
Yeah.
For what? They
both people that understand the law.
Yeah, but they both studied the same shit. What's the point? I know you know this nigga. I was in the class with you. The whole point is for you to present
I have no idea what you
don't know what's going
on. The idea of the court.
That's the whole reason why you're really not supposed to listen to the media. You're not supposed to have no information.
What is this coming from? What do you mean you're not supposed to listen to the media, man? This is the free press.
When you're a juror, you're not supposed to listen to any of that outside shit. You're supposed to be unbiased. You've been in law school the whole time. You're not unbiased to the law.
What is your idea? No, that's not true. What do you?
I see both.
The idea.
I see both sides.
The idea. First of all, the law isn't. I think the law isn't a.
Right.
And so you really don't even give a fuck.
No, that's not right.
You want your nigga to win. You went to law school with him. You know, the beef is state.
So in that case, why go in that community?
I understand you're not looking at it as a.
So you think first of all, the law isn't a set of right and wrong. That the law is, it can be, like we were just sitting here talking about. It's people that can disagree. They do it all the time. It's called a district attorney and a lawyer. They argue every day. People who went to law school argue with each other every day.
How a regular person see law is not the same.
Yeah, I know.
I would have both.
I would rather somebody who studied the law to represent me.
Who learned the same things for the same amount of years. What the fuck is the point?
And since I would like them to represent me,
I think I'm against that too.
I would rather hear.
I want a law student to be in place to my conviction.
Y'all do realize that everyone in the courtroom has went to law school.
Except for the people on the jury who are unbiased.
Regular lives.
That's not a messed up life. That's not a messed up system, y'all. So everybody. So the people who are explaining it to people who may not fully understand what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I
You may not fully understand
sides.
what I'm saying.
Like maybe it don't have to be a law student, but it should be revamped. But I feel both sides.
Okay, when you are in the case, it's you versus the state, right?
Yes.
So that means you're going against this whole entire system, saying they're wrong. You can't have people a part of it judging it. They're a part of the system.
But you're
a part of the law.
Okay,
you believe this shit to the death. You will believe it is. People who don't agree with any law, you can't have.
Okay, I got you. But you know your lawyer went to law school too. You know your lawyer went to law school too, right?
Yeah.
So is he a part of the system?
But he doesn't have a decision on whether I go home or not.
Yeah.
What? He plays the biggest part.
But he doesn't make the decision. He has no decision on whether what happened.
He make it sound good.
Yeah, he has no decision.
He fights for it, but he has no final.
But the jurors can decide what happens. They decide. That's why you have a judge.
The judge can decide a mistrial.
The judge, they decide what evidence comes in. The people who know what they're doing decide how the shit go. But they don't get to decide.
And the people who know the least decide whether this is right or wrong.
Ain't that about the least? What kind of biased shit is that?
Wait a minute. So the people who know the least about the law are the ones that decide if this makes sense. And that's the way
because it's you versus the law. You saying the law's wrong. Of course you don't want the people with the law. Yes.
So if it's me versus,
It's the state versus Devontae. You're saying the state is wrong. Why would you want the state?
No, the state is saying I'm wrong. First of all, that is important to know that.
No, the state is saying you're guilty of something. You're saying they're wrong.
Okay. No, what I'm doing is I'm proving my innocence. That's what that is.
But it's you versus the state. They have to be. If they're right, then you're guilty.
No, I don't. Okay. You don't have to. No, I'm telling the truth. You don't have to prove your innocence. They have to prove you're guilty. Those are two different conversations.
No, it's not. I'm saying.
Yes, they are two different things.
They're either right or wrong, bro.
If anybody that's been in court, that's been in the system, no, you don't have to prove your innocence. That's impossible. No, I want you to prove that
what I'm saying is
5 people got killed in Cincinnati. I want you to prove you didn't do it. You can't do that. That's impossible. The state has to
be wrong. If the state is right, you go to jail. Is that not?
Unless you made a song saying she was in Cincinnati.
So if the state is right, do you not go to jail?
You said what?
If it's you versus the state. If the state wins, you go to jail. If you win, you can go home. What the fuck is it?
I'd rather my jury be well versed in the law as opposed to working at
So if they win, your ass going to jail. Why the fuck would you then want the state making the decision?
I feel it's like I'd
rather my people that decide my feeling be people that are well versed on what's going on as opposed to a McDonald's manager. That's just me.
I say that. Nigga who kick it with the judge.
The only reason this would be realistic to me is if we had a mass majority on that side too, like. Law students, usually are privileged people, and they look at us like animals and heathens, that type of.
I don't agree with that. I just don't agree. I don't understand what you like. I think we're under. You know how many black people from the hood like we are? How many? I'm not talking about a few cases that are in law school.
I'm not saying that, but the majority.
How many are in Mansfield?
Yeah.
How many people was in law school?
Student from Mansfield.
Man, we just talked to a judge the other day.
Lily.
Right.
I was just drinking beer with
Is she outnumbered? It's her and 11 other people in law school. Fuck no.
Yeah.
we should go keep getting the workers from Shelby to decide our fate. You're right.
If I was from Shelby, yeah, it would be.
But see, the problem is you're from Mansfield, and they're gonna get people from outside of the community.
And if nobody in my community is in law school, where the fuck do you think they're gonna go?
Well, nobody in the community is registered to vote.
About that. You're opening it up
but
to
I
me.
think it should be like you should be able to pick 6 from a different county or something. You know, pick 12 from a different county in Ohio and bring them down here. Don't release the like something like that. Don't release the names to you.
That's
that
a terrible
type of
idea.
Shit. Why?
Get 12 people from a different county. I think the idea is that we want. Okay, so if I can't have people in my community,
just like she just said, if you keep it this way, it would be Lily up there with 11 other privileged people. Like I don't.
And
want that.
we're going home. You said we're going to the fuck home. All you need is one. Right. Hopefully.
And
I don't know
the hung jewelry. They just pull again.
Yeah.
Now there's no Lily.
You don't know what they teach her in law school.
The law. They're presenting the law and giving different perspectives of it.
They don't teach you empathy. They don't teach you shit that regular people have on a regular day basis because these motherfuckers been learning.
But we already decided that a lot of people don't
believe in this shit.
What is your idea of the law? I don't understand what y'all are saying about the law.
It's a lot, but once you in it, you in it.
But y'all speaking about it as if it's like the law is something that
can. It's like a gang. That shit is like the biggest gang in the world.
No.
You can't expect them niggas to then go against each other in a real way.
Bro, you can use the law. Yes, because the law is not an institution. It's something that you can use for your benefit. Niggas do it all the time.
It's an institution, bro.
How many people you know benefit?
You really benefits from it. Some people,
but not by majority.
Yeah,
that's how it's set up. Sure,
especially for not people that look like us.
Okay, so I wasn't speaking about what I was speaking about was individuals who know the law and are. Okay, so if my lawyer is presenting this and the district attorney is I want somebody who understands, who could be from my community, or just an unbiased person.
How do you test that?
Or unbiased. I'm sorry?
How do you decide who knows the law?
There's obviously no testing for that. We're pulling random citizens. I don't get your point by pointing that out.
So what are you gonna do? Make them go to school? I know people who never go to school.
I'm saying if there's no.
So, but they can't go to school, so it don't matter.
You're missing the point.
Only people
what I'm saying is, if I can't,
people who can get to that place.
I know, man.
When you create a barrier of access, it's gonna get corrupted. That is just. That's what privilege of access do.
So what I'm saying is, if it's individuals,
now they know. Oh, we in their pockets. These is the niggas who be going.
No, that's
what
wrong.
You mean?
You're wrong, bro. That's
what
not how
you
that's
mean?
you're wrong.
To be a lawyer,
you
gotta be a lawyer school. You gotta rub elbows with these motherfuckers for years. So these are the people, same people.
Let me go check out.
Then want them people to.
Bro, there's like 10,000 law schools across the country. I think we as people just have a
by areas. What you mean? mean?
You said what?
What if you going by areas?
What if we revamped it and it probably wouldn't go by areas anymore? It'll be obsolete. What I'm saying is we
But
should
then why
like.
would he even need to have to go to law school then? Like.
Okay, maybe not law school. So what I'm saying is it has to be revamped to where people who understand the law and are well versed in what's right and what's wrong and what's legal and what's not. If I'm pulling niggas off the street that don't know
they'll just say them niggas don't know the law.
Bro, if you don't know the law.
They'll just make it that way. That's why you
If you don't know the law, you can instantly go with your emotions,
You're creating a biased system by saying only people who we consider can do certain things can now judge it. And it's going to be biased. We are not the majority in any category.
The system is
so
biased
why
now.
the fuck would we ever agree to something?
Yeah, I get
like
the system is biased now.
Don't make sense.
I feel you.
That makes way more
I
sense.
feel both sides. I don't understand why but yeah, I think at the end of it, I would rather keep the jury because you could play on the jury's emotions.
Who
like
can?
Lawyers.
Black people? No, I'm talking about black people.
If you get more black people to be in the jury,
right? Yeah.
Yo, we are.
If there's more black people,
Yeah,
in the jury,
no, that's why I said we should register to vote. But I mean, okay, so
Who isn't registered to vote?
what I was saying there is out of the 50 million black people that exist in America, that the majority of us are not represented in jury duty and things like that.
How many aren't allowed to register to
we
vote
should start
because
there.
Yeah. But no, look, you said what I'm saying, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
But I
easy
still
to just.
wouldn't go out and want somebody who been in law school for 10 years studying to be a prosecutor.
I don't understand what y'all alternative is. I understand what y'all don't like, but I don't understand what y'all alternative is. I don't understand what's a better alternative.
All you really need is a.
I agree with changing it, but I don't like
yeah, that's all it is.
So
that's really what it is.
All I need is $1 million.
You gotta be smart. You gotta pass all this shit. They gonna get that right? Fuck no. They gonna throw they rich ass, privileged ass people in the positions. That's it. Why would they not? They can't even get the regular people right.
Wait. So they wouldn't do that with this diverse jury that you guys just came up with that people.
Not if you really take.
Hey, by the way, that's what's supposed to be going on. There's supposed to be a diverse jury now. That's what they would tell you.
Doing right.
So the diverse jury idea probably isn't going to work then.
But then you gotta add on top of that. It don't gotta be diverse. You just gotta know. You gotta know the law. Okay.
Sure.
You don't know how easy for them to just tell your black ass you don't know the law.
Right.
No, not at all. What are you talking about? If we know the law, if you know the law.
How do you measure who knows the law?
By the shit they say about the law. How do you measure if people know anything about anything?
But who gets to make that decision?
Right.
Another rich white motherfucker
Oh
who really don't.
God,
I'm just
man,
saying,
it's
how does that
different
not
than
make
that, man.
sense?
Everything is not boiled down to that, bro.
That's real. That's like literally the
Everything
regular
is
proceedings
not
of how this shit
boiled down.
goes.
No,
You talking about
it's
some make believe shit?
It's
Like
niggas getting
somehow
off. It's
just
niggas
the
getting
most
off.
smartest, purest people gonna have to.
It's
rise
niggas
to the
beating
top.
cases,
That's
bro.
not how it's gonna happen. In what world do
beating
that
cases,
shit
bro.
ever happen like that?
It's niggas beating cases, bro.
Yeah, what do
Yeah,
that
They
what
know the
you
law.
talking about?
Because niggas that
And they
know the
probably
law,
not
bro.
gonna pick them niggas. Why would they?
Right. That's
Bro,
what
so-
she's saying.
And if they got
How
the
do you
majority-
measure it? Like, if you jury duty is like what? You can be like 3 days before the case.
Yeah.
How do I have time to sit down with each one of these jury elects and be like, tell me what you know?
And who's sitting
Okay.
down?
That's the time.
Because if it's
Obviously, that would be a part of the revamp
sitting down with
process.
motherfuckers. He never gonna say you know the law.
Obviously, that would be part of the revamping process. But okay, obviously things would have to change.
But you can't control
So
that.
no,
We're
my
not in the
change
majority.
does include the entire process being changed. I'm not trying to change the
But how could
process
you-
with
how
the
could
same
you- but I'm saying,
format.
how could you account for that? Like we not.
How
the
do you
majority.
I understand what you're asking. You
We're not
asked
the
me to
majority.
unload the plan right now.
I'm just
saying what
saying.
you're
If
saying.
you think logically, how could you stop it from being corrupted?
Right.
You can't. But what I'm saying, how to minimize it.
But you're adding to it by creating a barrier
Jesus
to the process. You're saying only these people can participate.
Most niggas ain't even allowed to
And then
register
we
to vote
already know
without
who
creating
making
a
the
barrier.
decisions. Why would they be smart about
Most
it?
niggas-
Maybe adding to it. So
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
I'm
is.
just saying that
Kinda.
is.
Let it be black people. Let it be blacks.
They not gonna. Why would they do
They
that?
gonna ride with
Why
you.
you gonna add
Don't
another
think black
Why you
niggas.
gonna add another stipulation to get into the jury pool when we already got motherfuckers
Already-
that can't vote,
Yeah.
and now you gotta throw. Now we gotta go
Because there are
go
black.
to law school.
Because I
It's not
swear to
enough.
God,
No,
there are,
people
that's
not
not
enough.
true.
I
That's
think
not
you
true.
have to
It's
go
not
through
enough.
any
That's what I'm
level.
saying. That's not true.
I don't think you have to
I
go
had-
to any level of schooling
and
to understand the law with a motherfucking professional.
And I think that's a
It's
problem that you
explaining
think
it to
that.
you. We just sat there and broke down Casey Anthony case. We ain't been
Yeah.
taught shit. We
You
just
think people
have common
go to
sense
school for
and
10 years after
logistics.
college? You think the law is common sense?
They
Then black
go
people
through
wouldn't be
all
in that
that
position
school
that
so
we're
they
in.
can prove it to people
Oh,
who don't
no.
know it. That's why you gotta go through all
I
that.
hear y'all and
so
it
you
sound
can know
good.
it without a doubt. You can know every
No.
piece of it, and then you can explain certain cases to a regular
I hear you
person.
and it sound good, but then you have to explain to me why the system is the way it is. If you're telling me
Because
the
I'm
law runs on common sense, and I want you to explain to me why the system is like that. If the law runs on common
Did
sense.
I say the law runs on common sense?
Sure you did.
I
We're
said
recorded.
you have to explain. I'm saying you have to be able to explain it. People with common sense can understand the law. It should
That's
be
not
common
true.
sense.
The law is
That's
something
not
that has
true.
been written over hundreds of years. It's things you are
When I'm
or
talking-
and are not allowed to do that
But
has
I'm
nothing to
saying
do with
in
common
its entirety,
sense.
I can understand health without being a
You
doctor.
think
I
the
can
law
understand
means
what the
morality.
fuck not to do to die. I can understand. I can go work out and drink
Those
water.
aren't
You
laws.
can understand that thing.
Those are
But I'm
laws.
just saying without being a doctor, right? It's supposed to be able for common people.
No.
So people go and study the law so then you can then explain it to somebody that's not a professional.
I don't hear your
Because-
point with the doctors. I mean, because I can know not to die, but I may not know how to save somebody else from dying. That's what makes a doctor.
But you might know CPR till motherfucking doctor get there. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like you don't have to be a professional.
I have no idea.
When you a professional,
I know
you
not to
supposed
run a red light, but
just
I'm not a
saying.
law student. Yeah, Monty, okay.
Right,
I know
and
some
I know when
idea
a
of the
motherfucker
law.
look guilty when they look innocent without going to law school.
And niggas
You
going
should
to
be able
courtroom with
do
that mentality, and that's why we got a 90% conviction
That's
rate.
not why.
Bro, you have to
It's
know the
shit you
law.
talking
You
about.
have to know the law. How? I want you to explain that. How?
Because motherfuckers come in there with bias and don't give a fuck and just look at it. They don't even care.
Okay, I agree with that, but I don't know how. That's what I
pick
said.
people, privileged people who don't understand the life of the people who are.
They don't, bro. They randomly, no,
They don't
do it,
give
bro.
a fuck.
They go to the registrar,
come in
see the
there and
register
they
to
show them
vote,
fucking
and put them up
Instagram
there.
pictures and all that and tell you this is who these people
No, they
are.
don't, bro.
And of course, what you mean?
They go see who vote, register to
What
vote,
you
and put them on the
tweet
stand,
and
bro.
lyrics and shit,
They go to
and
the
rap
stand,
lyrics and they
bro.
be like, oh yeah, this is that person, and they just believe it.
Okay.